What's up, everybody? My name is Ben Chaffee. Today I'm going to talk with you about my journey in trading and how I am now COO at Alpha Futures. So I picked up trading in late 2018, early 2019 as a college student. I was getting ready to finish my undergrad and start my master's. My degrees and background are mechanical and biomedical engineering. I don't use either of those now as I am full in the trading space, but it has been a long journey from that. So main reason I got interested in trading was because I started to realize and really process the amount of debt I unfortunately put myself in college. And this is something, honestly, as a 17, 18-year-old kid, I didn't think of as a huge deal. I was getting a good degree in college, mechanical and biomedical engineering degrees. I thought I'd be fine. Then I started to look at the numbers a bit more. I realized I probably wouldn't be out of debt until mid-40s, and that terrified me. Give you an idea, I did leave college with over 6 figures of student debt. It was just over 130,000 to be exact. And it terrified me. It was crippling on my mindset anytime I thought about finances at all. So that's actually what made me pick up trading, because I wanted to supplement my engineering income with trading income to try to speed up the process of paying off that debt. Because again, the idea of having a negative net worth deep into my 40s and not be able to really get ahead in life at all, again, crippling fear that I'd be stuck like that forever. So what got me to try trading at the time was a course called High Strike. It actually was an entrepreneur and friend that went to Worcester Polytech with me. He was a former engineer himself too, and he actually quit his job to pursue trading full time and started selling a course. And I actually took the course, High Strike course, in 2019. So that's really when I started taking trading seriously. 2018 was kind of me just playing around on Robinhood, other apps, not really knowing what I was doing. But real introduction to trading was the High Strike course in 2019 for me. So I finished my undergrad in 2019, start my master's, end of 2019 going into 2020. COVID happens, obviously. So I got to see a real introduction of a bearish market cycle, even though it only lasted for what felt like a couple days with the global pandemic, the dip, and then obviously an extremely bullish cycle on the way back up. I think this time frame, while I was extremely grateful to have exposure pre-COVID, because I had some understanding while watching those things, but I think getting to see a true major bear market movement and then the bullish movement that followed after really progressed my trading, because I felt like I was getting multiple years of experience thrown into a very tight window and small time frame. So while I wasn't really making a ton of money at this time, I was still learning trading. I was making some money, maybe could pay rent a couple months with the income. I never withdrew any money from my account because I wanted to just continue to scale it. 2020 passes, I finish my master's and start my first job as a full-time engineer. I worked at AbbVie throughout grad school. Those of you familiar, is a pharmaceutical company. And then I worked at another pharmaceutical company called Takeda. And to be honest, with engineering, pharmaceuticals were not what I dreamt to do. I wanted to be an engineer because I wanted to build devices that could help save lives. Then again, I looked at the payment for those kinds of positions. I would be in debt until I was almost 50 years old, at least. And again, that unfortunately pushed me away from kind of that passion in engineering. Again, because of that crippling overhead debt, it just was never going to be paid off with just my engineering income. So even as a full-time engineer, I even had to make switches there towards pharmaceuticals because they did pay a little bit better. Again, just focus for me was trying to get out of that debt as quickly as I could. I was not going to sign up for the 30-year plan just to get back to zero. I wouldn't even be going positive. It would just be back to zero. That frustrated the hell out of me, to be honest. So then, being a full-time engineer, part-time trader, I really had to learn how to manage my time effectively. This is actually where I value my engineering degrees the most. A lot of people will see I'm not using my degrees now, being in the finance, in the prop space, might be saying, well, do you regret your engineering degrees? Like, do you feel like it was wasted time or money? I say no. I mean, the money, I wish I had a better understanding as a 17, 18-year-old kid, again, of how much debt I was putting myself into, but I don't think it was time wasted, and I am very proud of those degrees. They're obviously difficult degrees, but I learned how to manage my time extremely well in college. I was a student athlete as well. I played baseball. I still coach now. It's a side passion of mine. But learning how to manage my time as a student athlete and an engineering student, and I had a pretty good college experience. Like, I'd have a good time with friends. I never skipped out on that. Learning how to manage my time was essential for me to enjoy myself and do well in school and play well on the baseball field. Obviously took a ton of time management and discipline. Committing to things that I cared about is really what it came down to. I carried those over into my trading space and working a full-time engineering job. A lot of people would say, how did you do both? To me, it's just making commitment and making time for the things I cared about, because at the same time, while I was an engineer, while I was a part-time trader, I also was coaching baseball and was a part-time personal trainer. So you might be asking, how does that all fit into the day? I would be a pretty early riser. I do the same thing now. I actually live on the West Coast in the States now. So I'm up at 5 a.m. anyways. Market opens at 6:30 my time, so I'm up at 5 a.m. That's pretty much been my daily schedule since I graduated from college. Is up at 5, try to buy myself some more time in the day, whether it be training clients, baseball practice, that's usually afternoon, preparing for market open, going to work, working with personal training clients or the baseball kids after work, and again, reviewing trading when I got back home at the end of the night. I had to make time for the things I cared about, and I decided trading was something I wanted to commit to because I saw it did have the opportunity to change my life. I understood it was going to be a very long process to create a life-changing skill, but I made the decision to commit to it. So I did that for about 2 years, being a full-time engineer, part-time trader. I emerged at High Strike as one of their more shining students in my trading throughout that process, because I was actually able to scale my options account up to 6 figures, and I'll talk about some of my struggles here too, because I want to be transparent there. But I was kind of shining as a student, so they brought me in as an admin, and that's actually when I left the engineering gig to go be with High Strike full-time as an admin, was after 2 years of being an engineer. And right around this time is actually when I found the prop firms. But let's go through some of my struggles, and I don't want people to just think I scaled to 6 figures and it was super easy, because I went through several cycles of making a lot of money and losing a lot of money. So to give you an idea, I mean, I scaled up to right around 100K, lost it all. Came back in with about 20K, scaled that up to, again, 6 figures, lost it all. And then one more time, 30 grand up to 100K, and I have been able to maintain that. But the thing I think that had me continuously moving backwards when I would get to that 6-figure mark was that overhead debt. Because I had built a skill and proven I knew how to be a profitable trader, at this point, all I wanted to do was make one more flip of that account that I almost 10x'd the first time I grew it up to 6 figures. If I could just flip it one more time, I thought, okay, fine, now I can take the money out and pay off all the debt and continue to trade a 6-figure account. That mentality is what obviously kept getting me into trouble and trying to flip the account one more time and losing it all. What I will say is, I wish I made better decisions. Obviously, losing 6 figures is obviously not something to ever shrug off, but it was profit, right? I need people to realize I was still trading with money I was able to lose. I still had a roof over my head. I was able to pay rent every month. I want people to realize that I was not taking all of my money and throwing into the market. I learned how to compound an account extremely well, and unfortunately made some really bad decisions that set me back. But I was losing profit. Believe me, it hurt really bad to lose it. It was, in a sense, money I could lose because I still did have my engineering salary, and I wasn't contributing a huge amount of my engineering salary to trading every month. So again, I just want to get that point across that, like, hey, I wish I made better decisions, but I need people to understand it was money I made, and then I gave it back to the market. I'd make it again, I'd give it back to the market. I did not just get handed 6 figures from mom and dad and lose it. I just want people to understand that. Okay, so let's move on to some of the good parts of the story now. When I find the prop firm space, I go full time with High Strike. I'm still about 6 figures in debt at this point. I paid off some, not all. Still about 6 figures in debt at this point 2 years ago. This is really when I started progressing, because while I had proven I had a very good skill in trading, being able to scale my account up, I wasn't really treating it like a business. And this is why I respect traders that have scaled with their own capital to 6-7 figures so much, because they have found a way in their mentality truly treat it like a business. While I had a good skill, I know I was a good trader, I could not get into that mindset of truly treating it like a business because I never made any withdrawals from my account. Prop firms, however, you have to make withdrawals and you pay an upfront fee. So it feels much more like a business transaction to me that I give you this much money and my skill returns money that I have to take out in payouts. So that's finally when it really clicked for me that I felt like I was using my skill in a very profitable way. Even though I had been profitable before and I knew how to be a profitable trader, this is really when I started making progress to the extent that I was getting myself out of debt. So that was going to be my next point. So give you all a little a little wrap up here. 2023, I did do over 6 figures in prop firm payouts, and I was able to pay off my student debt. So now at 27, my focus in life is finally moving forward. Again, a stage I did not see myself getting to until my 40s, maybe even 50s. But I'm finally happy to say, I do have a positive net worth now for the first time in my life. In prop firm payouts, and this journey I've been in of ups and downs in trading gave me the power to go change my life and eliminate, again, that overhead crippling debt. Just wanted to share my story with you all. So if you see me on the channel talking about Alpha Futures, please know, hey, I am a trader. I've gone through the ringer for all of this. I just hope my story can maybe resonate with you, and I would love to talk with all of you about your stories in any way I can help. I'm always here. So let's talk about the next stage now. Obviously, I'm in a Alpha Futures hoodie here, and again, I used to work at a company called High Strike, which again, they kind of hired me as just one of the shining students and mentees of the group. So how did I end up over here with Alpha now? Let's talk about that. So of the 6 figures I did in 2023, Alpha Capital Group actually paid me out about $60,000. They were of that. So they were honestly my most trusted firm, most transparent, and quite frankly, the one I traded best on because of their conditions. Because of those, larger payouts, they actually approached me because, again, I am a US-based trader. If you don't know everything going on in the prop space, the CFDs, I would say check out, do your research a little bit. We unfortunately don't have enough time here today to explain all of that, but basically, I had to make a switch from CFDs on props to futures now, whether it be prop or personal funds. I do both. But I had to make that switch. So I was doing it anyways because of the US shutting down CFD availability in prop firms. So I had to make that switch anyways. And because of my larger payouts and my background with High Strike, my background with engineering, the ACG guys actually approached me about launching Alpha Futures if I'd want to be involved in the project. And I said, absolutely. Main thing I want to see from Alpha Futures, and something we're really excited about, is going to be tracking our funded traders' lifetime portfolio performance with us. And the reason for that is because I felt like if I could have maybe had the same opportunity while I was trading funded accounts, if I could go use that data to help maybe open up more doors in the financial institution realm, or even just getting me to shake hands with somebody that could maybe get me to that next level of maybe a boutique fund, or a credit investor, or just a financial institution for a job opportunity. I wish there was a space for that in my journey trading. That's exactly what we want to be here, is help you as traders, of course, develop profitability. We'll pay you out. Hey, we'll do all that. The really exciting thing here, I think we are going to try to do, is bring people to the next level. I want to be the reason you as a trader catches your big break. I want you to be found. That is what we're all about here at Alpha Futures, is teaching you how to trade on a centralized exchange, the CME. That's what Futures offers. This is where the big boys play, is futures. If you prove you can be profitable in futures, we are looking to help you open doors. So I actually was asked today by somebody here in the studio. They asked, well, what's your goal with trading now? Where do you want to see it go? And I had to stop and think for a second, because I have paid off that debt. That was always the goal for me. And it would have been great if it happened faster, but at a much faster rate than I ever thought was going to happen with engineering. So I had to sit there and think for a while, what do I want out of trading? I still do it every day. Because I've built a skill that obviously returns money to me. But why am I still doing it? Why am I still driven? Overall, I am a very driven, disciplined person. I enjoy building things, obviously, as an engineer, whether that means business or physical things. So naturally, when I had the opportunity to get involved in an amazing project like Alpha Futures, I jumped at it right away. And being a trader myself, I felt that I could bring a lot to the Alpha team as a consumer, because I know the pain points I've gone through as a trader in my own journey, but also as a prop firm customer. There are obviously some things that I wish I had some more support on. That is what I'm really excited to bring to Alpha Futures, as well as, hey, I have been in the thick of it with all of you. That is how this group found me, was through my trading. I am not just doing this for the cameras. These guys have paid me out. That is how they found me. And I'm looking to bring the same and better opportunities to all of you. And ultimately, joining this company in particular, why I want to do it, is because I know there's probably thousands of you that maybe are in at least a similar situation. Doesn't have to be as much debt. It could be more. But what was driving me all along was going and paying off that debt. Now that I've done it, I want the thousands of you that might be in the same situation to have better opportunities than I did, so you can go get ahead in life, whether it be pay off debt or even just get a big payout with life-changing money, and you can, maybe, who knows, retire your parents, right? That we see stories like that all the time. That is what drives me every day now, is providing you all with better opportunities than I had and to see you succeed as profitable traders. So I kind of mentioned at the start of the video, but when I started out trading, I generally always thought I would just be a full-time engineer, part-time trader, and take little chips away at that debt. Because it was such a daunting number, I didn't see it as feasible to really erase it in any sort of fast time frame. But now I'm sitting here, I'm living proof that you can make life-changing money trading, particularly with prop firms. That is where I've made most of my money as a trader. So let me be living proof to you as a trader that you can do it too. Again, whether you're paying off debt or just looking to make some more disposable income, I am living proof that it is possible. It does take years of work. I've been trading for over 6 years now, and it was just year 5 that I got those big payouts that took me out of debt. It will not be easy, but it is possible. It is possible, and I hope my story has resonated with you, maybe inspired you a little bit. So whether you are just somebody stepping into trading for the first time or just felt like maybe listening to a story about a trader, or if you're coming over from Forex, a lot of people are transitioning from Forex to futures. You've never heard of futures and you're looking to learn. Whatever your situation is, if you feel like you're ready to maybe learn a little bit more, head over to Alpha Futures. You can click the link below. Check out our Discord community as well. We also have a video library that's going to help you walk through the resources you need to be able to become a successful futures trader. We are here to help. I'm in the Discord every day, Planty as well, and our support staff are there to help you and answer whatever questions you have. But check out our resources on our website, and I'd be happy to answer questions after that. This is your opportunity to be able to do what I did, but potentially do it faster and a much smoother process thanks to the stability, the education, the community that the Alpha Futures and Alpha Capital Group team as a whole provide. Well, thanks everybody for staying and listening to my story. Appreciate you spending some time with us here today. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you in the Discord group and wish you the absolute best of luck on your trading journey.